What would it feel like if sweet treats were no longer so alluring to you? What if you had something sweet in front of you and you felt no special excitement? What if you said no the next time someone offered you something sweet and you would feel no regret for saying no? The thought about it wouldn't be chasing you. You would just move on with your day, with your life. You might be thinking, is that even possible? Yes, it is. So I want to offer you something to think about, because maybe you have been taught to limit sweets to special occasions. Maybe you have been taught to eat just a tiny bit at a time because it might make you gain weight, or because it might not be so healthy. Or maybe you believe that sweet treats are not for you in any amount. Well, first, if your diet is nutritionally poor, meaning you don't meet your body's needs in terms of nutrients, and plus, you tend to ignore your hunger when it kicks in, then yes, you may have heightened cravings for sweet things. And second, have you ever heard about that forbidden fruit that tastes the best? So what makes those sweets so alluring to you is the fact that you may be intellectually trying to stay away from them, but you're still craving them. And you're just trying to suppress or ignore those cravings. But the more you do that, the more those cravings will be chasing you. Similarly, if you're just trying to have a tiny bite of the cake, then the rest of the cake will be chasing you. Until one day you give up and you just eat all of it and you catch up with everything that you denied to yourself previously. Let me explain this to you in a story. When I was little, I didn't really have access to sweets at home. That was very rare. And usually it happened during those family gatherings and big celebrations when people would bring those white big boxes with all those cakes and little pastries. And what would I do if that was one occasion in a long time? Of course, you would usually find me somewhere on the ground with that big box and stuffing one pastry inside of me after another, because it was so rare and I knew that after this celebration I wouldn't have access to them anymore, so I wanted to enjoy them as long as I could. No joke. You wouldn't believe how much I was able to stuff into myself. This morning I walked by a French bakery and some magical force made me go in, even though I didn't really crave anything, but okay. I was checking today's treats and still no cravings. And then the moment of decision came and I was supposed to say what I wanted. So I just picked one and left. Then I left it here at home in the kitchen and it was sitting there for a couple of hours. I didn't really feel like having it. But then I realized that it might not be as good tomorrow and I didn't want to waste it, so I had a bite. And as usual, I was sitting with my experience and enjoying my pastry. I took another bite and then I pushed it aside. I didn't really find it super satisfying, not because it wouldn't taste good, it's delicious, but I didn't feel like it. So maybe I'll finish it tomorrow, maybe I will give it to someone else. How did I do it? By respecting the 2 points that I mentioned earlier. So what about you? What do you find challenging when it comes to sweet treats? Let me know in the comments, I'm really curious, and I'll see you next time.